What's your thoughts? My big news today is, and, it's a dream of mine that Floyd Mayweather would fight Triple G, but it was made official. Triple G has called out Floyd again. Now, this is the second time that he, definitely called him out in public, on a media outlet. As a matter of fact, he was a guest at, I believe it was TMZ Studios, and he said that he would love to fight Floyd. It's a dream, he says, but he doubts that Floyd would fight him because he knows that he would destroy Floyd Mayweather. And I believe that, first of all, I do think that Floyd, has the feet and the chickenness in him to run for 12 rounds and possibly steal a fight from Triple G. I mean, there's no other way Floyd could do it. But on the other hand, I believe that if Triple G did get in that ring with Floyd Mayweather, he would clearly knock out Floyd Mayweather. And, for all the naysayers and Floyd fans that say, oh, come on, Floyd's too small, Triple G's too big. That's such BS, because Triple G is not a big middleweight. As a matter of fact, he and Floyd are about the same size. Now, as far as walking around weight, maybe Triple G might have maybe 7 pounds on Floyd. But if Floyd is truly the best ever, 7 pounds, that should be nothing for Floyd. Floyd, to everybody that thinks Floyd is so great, right? I mean, Floyd is the best ever. That's what Floyd's trying to convince all the young fans, that he's the best ever. Well, the best evers, the all-time greats, forget about best ever. The all-time greats, fighters that do great things, fight these kinds of fights. They do things like this to prove that they're the best ever. You see, Floyd Mayweather has been successful at convincing all the young fans that he's the best ever with no proof. The only proof that he has, his only ammo to back up his bullshit, is that he's undefeated and that he makes a lot of money. Aside from that, what does he have? Is he exciting to watch? Even the biggest Floyd fans, I would be shocked if they would, lie to your face and say that he's exciting to watch. They might like him, what he stands for, woman beater, all those things. I don't know. Maybe people like that thug mentality. I don't know. But for whatever reason they like him for, they want him to win because he represents something that they admire. That's what makes you follow a fighter or follow a sports team. There's something about them that you admire, that you like, that you want to emulate, you want to be like, right? Well, I guess some sports teams are different. Like me, I'm a diehard Jets fan and Mets fan. I mean, whether they're good or not, whether there's players on the team I like or not, I'm still going to like the team. But it's a lot different in boxing, But I will say this, even though, like, when I have my favorite fighters, guys like Mike Tyson was one of my all-time favorites, Sonny Liston, all-time favorite, Jack Johnson, all-time favorite. I mean, those are my 3 top fighters of all time, my personal favorites. And every one of them had some bad things about it, but that didn't make me stop, following them and supporting them. And I would be sure that the Floyd fans feel the same way. When there's negative stuff about Floyd, it doesn't matter. They still want to support him and follow him. But the truth of the matter is he's a good fighter. He's undefeated. He's about to tie Marciano's record. Most likely will break it. Most likely will retire undefeated. Most likely will make the most money, at least in our lifetime, in the boxing ring. But that doesn't make him the best ever. What makes him the best ever, or would make him the best ever, is if he actually did something that all great fighters do, and that's accomplished something that he's not supposed to be able to do. Love him or hate him, Roy Jones Jr. became the heavyweight champion of the world. Now I sound like Deontay Wilder, right? He grabbed the belt. He had a championship belt. Now, the naysayers will say, oh, well, he beat John Ruiz, big deal. Well, John Ruiz was the champ, and he beat the champ, You know what I mean? Champ, a champ, but the bottom line is that's what he did. He beat the world champion. He won the title. And say what you want about John Ruiz, but when push comes to shove, if you look at like his last 15 bouts, I believe 13 of them were against either world champions or former world champions or number one ranked contenders. So I mean, how many fighters? He was a boring fighter, boring as hell. But how many fighters can say that, especially in this day and age? Now, Floyd Mayweather, listen, he's even got all of his fans bamboozled and smokescreened about the fight with Pacquiao. No. I think that he beat Pacquiao. Don't get me wrong. I'm totally on Floyd's side about that. I picked Manny to win the fight, but I'm totally on Floyd's side. I think Floyd won that fight. I don't even think it was close. I think I had it. I gave him an extra round, Pacquiao, and I had it 6-4. Most likely it was 7-3. I believe that's if I recall correctly. But it was a dud of a fight. It was a boring fight. Nobody did anything. Manny didn't throw punches. I know his shoulder. I hurt my shoulder. And Floyd didn't do anything to go in for the kill. So and then Floyd's got his fans bamboozled thinking that he did a great thing by fighting Manny Pacquiao. How much bullshit is that? How crazy is that? When a fighter fools his fans and the public and the boxing public, the boxing world, I should say, into appreciating the fact that he fought a fighter that he should have fought. Everybody was jumping for joy that he fought Manny Pacquiao. He was supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao. He was bigger. He was, stronger. He was more refined. He's got the better skill. I mean, all of the things were in his favor. Everything. And he still somehow makes people think, or still has people thinking, that he did a great thing by fighting Manny Pacquiao. He did nothing great by fighting Manny Pacquiao. He did what he had to do. Now, he doesn't have to fight Triple G. He doesn't have to. He can hide behind the fact that, he's just a little guy, even though he holds a junior middleweight and welterweight title, even though he weighs 160 on fight night, But if he truly wants to go out with a bang, if he truly wants to cement himself in that discussion of all-time greatness and even argue that he is the best all-time, well, then he needs to do something like fight Triple G. And to be honest with you, even if he lost to Triple G, I, for one, as far as I'm concerned, I would give him more respect, and I believe that in my on my all-time great list, when it's all said and done and Floyd finally hangs him up, which I can't wait for, I would have him higher on my all-time great list if he fought and lost to Triple G than I will if he doesn't fight Triple G and he picks, Amir Khan and then comes back and beats Pacquiao again for his 50th win. I would definitely have, him on in a higher spot if he fought and lost to Triple G. To me, that gives him more credibility as an all-time great. To me, that's what all-time great fighters do, and Floyd would have put himself in the conversation if he would have done that. But he won't, because he's a chicken shit, and because all he cares about is his O, and he's gonna just avoid it. He's gotten deaf. He's pulling a Helen Keller on Triple G right now, and you know what? Triple G is no spring chicken. It's not like this is a 25-year-old killer. He's 33 years old. And, we watch him. We watch some of his fights. We see ordinary fighters getting in and landing shots on him. if Floyd, actually fought him, I think that Floyd's counter-punching ability and his hand speed would score against Triple G. I don't think it would matter. I think Triple G knocks him into next week, but I think it would be an interesting fight. I think that Triple G would force Floyd Mayweather into actually fighting. That's something we haven't seen. Floyd talks about his heart and his determination, his refusal to lose, and all of these things. But how's he backed it up? When's he ever shown us that he can come up off the mat and win? Show us that he can still win after adversity or losing on the scorecards and come back with that knockout win, that come from behind victory. He's shown us none of that. He has shown us zero. When was the last time that he even had a fight through a cut? Floyd Mayweather has shown no, overcome adversity ever in the ring. But yet he tells everyone that, that's what he does. And that his will is so strong, he refuses to lose. Well, it's easy to refuse to lose when you're cherry picking your opponents. You know everything that's going to take place. You set everything up. It's in your house. It's in your rules. It's with your gloves. It's with your weight. It's with everything you want. And that's another thing. If he did have the little hairs on his balls, or let me rephrase that, if he had the hairs on his little balls, and he did, say, yeah, I'll fight Triple G, there would be stipulations in there where Triple G would have to, lose all this weight and everything else. But yeah, Triple G calling out Floyd Mayweather. And, I love the comment, I would destroy Floyd Mayweather. That's a Triple G quote. The whole reason why he was on, talking about this was the fact that Oscar De La Hoya has mentioned a couple of times now over the last 3 weeks that he's considering making a comeback. Now, I don't know if this is all BS or what, but considering making a comeback. And he said the only way he would is if he would fight Triple G. I think, maybe Oscar's, maybe hitting the Kool-Aid a little too hard. I don't know. What's your thoughts? 845-228-8710. I'll be back in 2. If you're an